Exploders claim the
Fake
lasers
Lego
are
tasers.
effective day or night and are designed to be deployed anywhere from
dolls.
3 feet to 1.5 miles away from a suspect.
You know, just
without causing
they get the
eye
point.
damage.
And I'm driving.
Taser
I'm with my
lasers
friend.
will be
He's driving.
rolling
I'm
off
the passenger
assembly
side.
lines in Charlotte, North Carolina,
we get this road
30
rage
days,
incident. This
and
lady's
we're
just,
told-
we're not driving fast enough on Columbia Boulevard, heading east. We're on like 20th. No, we're probably close to the airport, probably around 50th, 60th. We're doing 55, 60, lady. She's just giving us the middle finger. She's just so enraged at us that we're not speeding. And, you know, I'm like, you know what? She's obviously on her way to the airport. Is she a TSA officer? And lo and behold, she was some sort of security officer. It looked like it could have been TSA. It just boggles the mind how many times people like this end up in these situations. TSA workers screaming, they're God, they have control, they have power. Even women, when you see women interact and absorb this type of demonic type of energy and start inflicting control over others because of the position that they're in, it's really sad to see their own feminine energy robbed and to see them assimilated into the system, put on the uniform, and bark orders out of pleasure because it's their job to do so, and we're all suspicious. Moving forward, this is what's the concerning issue, though. I don't believe in just attacking all police. We need basic services maintained for some women out there that aren't able to protect themselves. But it's not the government's job to keep us safe. But right now, there's a lot of people that are dependent to call someone. And I think right now, the Portland Police has their priorities and many other police departments way out of line with where it needs to be. And their job is to protect the people. It's not, revenue collection. But their job title is changing. And there are police departments right now announcing that because of the layoffs at the city, there are many cities having to save millions of dollars. They're having to lay off an overinflated police budget. But they're going, but then we're not going to have to do basic services. We're not going to be like Oakland. We won't be responding to calls like burglary, theft, embezzlement, grand theft auto, identity theft, required to register as a sex offender, dumping waste or offensive manner, embezzlement, vandalism, threats, unauthorized cable TV connection. They got some silly stuff in here mixed in. Extortion, attempted extortion, false personification of someone else. All of these things in places like Oakland, they're saying because of the layoffs, they're not going to be able to respond to some of these crimes. And it's almost as if it's a threat. Like, hey, the mob comes, hey, you know what? We can't guarantee your protection unless you give us this much money. Yeah, sure, we'll do you a favor. We need you to do us a favor. Keep giving us your money. It's the same thing with the military. You're going to get hit with a nuke. Al-Qaeda's going to get you. And your little blonde girlfriend, too. It goes on and on and on. We will hurt you. We will rob you. We will make sure that maybe there's some provocateurs that might go out and make some people disappear. I don't know. At the very least, we know other cities, they've engaged in violence against police in these pro wrestling type of staged attacks where cops dress up like protesters, take a 2x4, ram it in the police line just kind of yields to it. And then you're watching videos where they're doing riot control, and they already have the experience of acting like the rioter. I mean, it's like watching WWF wrestlers at the gym practice their moves and their clotheslines before they go out in the arena, before you all on TV. So this is some of the things they're not going to be responding to, but it's other cities that are also going through this as well. And every time I meet a police officer, I let them know, hey, you're going to have to make a choice in the future when you lose your job. If you got in this business, started this career to make money or to actually help people. Because there's a lot of cops out there that don't believe they're going to lose their jobs. They don't believe the economy is melting down as much as it is. And there are some cops that do know, but they don't have a platform. They don't have any way, some of them, to go out in the community and connect with people like me without facing repercussions for their actions. And I've been told this over and over by cops. I can't say anything. They're not allowed to say anything. Now, does that sound like a system that's trying to help heal things in the neighborhood? Does that sound like a Portland Police Bureau that's on the front lines of establishing a greater levels of ties with the community? But there are some cops that will talk to me. So I don't care what they think about me. And I'm not there to get them to necessarily believe everything that I have to say, but to plant a couple seeds and beg them, please Google this stuff. This stuff is serious. Martial law is not some conspiracy theory that's being spewed out there by right-wing extremist militia nutcase fruitcakes, supremacists. All this stuff MSNBC wants to convince us is true is a friggin' fabrication. It's a total fallacy. It's a total lie. We know it's coming down the road. We know there are helicopters still buzzing over our city in Portland, Oregon. And it happened to my house the other night or my neighborhood. That's what prompted me to go to the Northeast Portland Police Precinct several days ago and ask to speak to somebody in charge, any man in charge. Because somebody has to go down to the damn police department and say, we don't like what's going on, and we want an investigation. It's like that old adage, hey, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, did it fall? If a black helicopter flew around a neighborhood, but no one wrote an article about it, did it happen? It happened. And I'm watching it happen. And they're spending our money to fly around for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, going around in circles, doing their surveillance, using equipment that I can actually x-ray through your house. All this stuff's been declassified. Long before 9/11 even took place, they had this gear ready to go. All these TV shows, Airwolf. Anybody remember Airwolf from the 80s? Oh, yes. Fantasize about being in a goddamn black helicopter. Oh, what a tough guy you are. Oh, yeah, you're such a tough mother with that helmet and that riot gear. Accentuating your ego, that feeling that you can really dominate and control your fellow man and woman. And you see through the eyes of the slaves, the true slaves, which aren't us, those that serve that system. They're going to have to face what they did in the future, what they served. So for the police that aren't a part of that, you have free will. We all have free will in this system that we're living in. That's the most powerful thing that you can hang on. We all have that calling instinctually to defend our tribe, to defend our country. And there's a lot of people out there that have that same feeling I feel, but it's not directed in the right way. That's why, boom, terrorists got you. 9/11, go to war over here, kill millions of people, and go into debt to China. And that's going to take care of America. That's going to keep America strong. And anybody that disagrees with you is a kook. They hate America. Just real simplistic ways of looking at reality. And people wonder why we're so effed up in this country. Why so many people are on antidepressants. Why all the women I walk by on Hawthorne look like they're on the verge of tears or depressed. Like they can't even have a conversation. None of the men in this town seem to even stand out. They all look the same with their damn jean cutoffs. Acting like they're conscious and sustainable with their Pabst Blue Ribbon. But the same stuff's going on. We keep partying like it's 1929, folks. But we can't do that anymore. You're worried about your unemployment benefits. You're worried about the future. But if you're only worried about yourself, you are not on the path to a solution. You want a solution, you got to look in the mirror, but you got to be willing. And when I say neighbors, I don't mean literally your neighbors, but those people in your community, in your town that feel just like you. There's a lot of us out there, but haven't you ever thought, why can't we all get together and get something done? It's because we're all so concerned about our own personal thing going on. That takes away from us coming together on the things that affect us all. There are some people that are stepping outside their box, but there's a lot more stuff that needs to happen as well. All right, I'll stop now. I don't know if we're going to get to that David Icke video. I think I need to continue on with the news and cover some other things, but Bill, go ahead and let that caller on. Good evening, caller. Welcome.
Yes. Hello, Alex.
Good evening.
Hey, it's good to see you. I really missed you, but I was channel surfing and I saw you the other day. But I'm calling because, you know, you were just talking about Afghanistan, you know, about the you know, their little poppy seeds, their little camps that we're supposed to be protecting. And you say you don't know where the stuff is going. Well, I have a feeling that it's going into the States, into our own backyards to get the younger generation. About a week ago, there was a flash news on, I forget which channel, Lake Oswego. There was a dealer that was selling heroin to young teenage students in Lake Oswego. Can you believe that?
No, there's no doubt the government runs drugs specifically into this country.
So what I'm thinking, Alex, I'm thinking, okay, let's get the young people on this before it used to come in from Mexico, supposedly. But I believe all this stuff is coming in from Afghanistan into our state to ruin the lives of the young people.
Right. Now, what route do you think it's taking?
What's that?
What route?
Let me tell you, there's a lot of cells in town here in Portland. I have some resources, some friends.